On today's episode, we've got a rare update on the new Roadster from Tesla's chief designer, a new Tesla design center in Bejing, Starlink burns up, the Model X ramp-up disaster, and we get to the bottom of the ongoing heat pump issue. So, let's get going. The Tesla Roadster version 2 is one of those concept cars that we desperately want to see become reality, but in the going on 5 years since the very first teaser of this electric hypercar, we have had precious little in the way of updates on this vehicle, aside from Elon Musk saying repeatedly that he's going to add rocket thrusters to the car and maybe make it fly. But just recently, we did hear some words on the Roadster from a very valuable source. That's Franz von Holzhausen, the chief product designer at Tesla. Franz recently made an appearance at the Spike's Car Radio podcast, where he dropped a very rare update on the next generation Roadster. When asked about the Roadster, he noted that Tesla is still working very hard on the flagship supercar, and the company is currently learning a lot from its projects like the Plaid platform. Franz told listeners, "We are working on the Roadster. I wish we were working faster, but I have to also say that in the time that we've been developing it, we've also been learning a lot. Like Plaid is a great learning platform, that all those experiences will, make its way back to a much better Roadster than had we launched right after when we debuted it." So, fair enough, if Tesla had actually released the car back in 2019, then it wouldn't have been nearly as good as it will be when it finally does come out. Makes sense. I think that also reveals that whatever Tesla had in mind for the 3-motor powertrain in the 2017 Roadster concept was not as advanced as the 3-motor Plaid system that is in the Model S and X. And that confirms the widely held theory that the performance specs on the production Roadster will exceed what was promised in 2017, at least as far as the laws of physics allow. Of course, one way to get around some of the laws that govern what's possible with a conventional vehicle is to use an unconventional power source, like a cold gas rocket thruster from SpaceX. Now, it's not just Elon talking about putting rockets in the Roadster. Franz echoed that same idea, saying it will be an amazing, exciting flying machine with the SpaceX package. So stay tuned, but, no product can come fast enough from us for the public. But rest assured, we are working on it feverishly. The third dimension is pretty hard to manage. In the Roadster's instance, I think defying gravity is an interesting idea, end quote. Franz didn't give any more details than that, but previously Elon has promised that with the SpaceX thruster, the car would do 0 to 60 in 1.1 seconds, and maybe even make short hops in the air. Before we continue, I'd like to take a quick moment to tell you about our awesome sponsor, Raycon. I've been using my Raycon wireless earbuds for over a year now. They are my go-to for working out, jogging, or listening to music on the go. They've optimized their gel tips for the perfect in-ear fit, so they're incredibly comfortable and won't fall out. If you're wearing earbuds that wiggle around or fall out, I know how annoying it is, and you won't have that issue with Raycon earbuds. Starting at half the price of other premium audio brands, they sound just as good and offer 8 hours of playtime and a 32-hour battery life through the charging case. With over 48,000 5-star reviews and a 45-day happiness guarantee, there's no risk to trying them out yourself. If you click the link in my description box or go to buyraycon.com/TeslaSpace, you'll get 15% off your Raycon purchase. I'm constantly using my Raycon earbuds. They are an awesome company with a great product, and we're excited to continue working with them this year. And now, let's get back to the video. Tesla China is reportedly making their first big move into the country's capital city of Bejing with a new research and design center. The idea of building a design center in China was first put up by Tesla back in 2020, saying that it would be responsible for creating international electric vehicles. Tesla began the hiring process later that year, encouraging anyone with a passion for cars or the design process to apply. Ever since then, details on the project have been slim. For a while, we were hearing that a new research and development center was being built by Tesla in Shanghai, and we were told that was where the supposed 25K affordable car was being made. I think at this point, we can say that rumor was either untrue or more speculative than it was presented as, because Elon Musk himself recently said that Tesla is not working on that car at all. However, the Wall Street Journal stated in a new report last week that Chinese government documents show a Tesla design center will land in Beijing. This news comes from a document released by the Bejing municipal government that outlines key work sites in the city for the year 2022. This same report highlighted a number of electric vehicle-related construction in Bejing, including a new car factory from Chinese smartphone company Xiaomi. This is also in line with comments that Elon Musk made at a presentation in Shanghai early in 2020 when he told Chinese investors, "We intend to continue making a significant investment and increasing the investment in China." Tesla's Beijing Design Center would become the company's second design center after the one in Los Angeles, California, which houses most of the company's designers and some engineering teams. In 2020, Elon also announced plans for Tesla to open a European design center in the heart of Berlin, Germany. Dozens of Starlink satellites have fallen back to Earth after being disabled in orbit by a magnetic storm. 40 out of the 49 Starlink satellites launched on February 3rd were destroyed by a geomagnetic storm in low Earth orbit that was triggered by an outburst of energy from the sun. A storm like this happens when the Earth's magnetosphere is impacted by solar wind. This particular hit increased the heat in the atmosphere and therefore an increase in the density. Since these satellites were newly deployed and had not risen to their operating altitude yet, they were hit by that increased drag and pulled down. SpaceX says that the storm caused atmospheric drag to increase up to 50% higher than during previous launches. Luckily, the satellites are designed to incinerate completely when they re-enter Earth's atmosphere, so no pieces reach the ground that we know of. It looks like the debris was actually caught on video burning up in the sky over Puerto Rico. It's pretty crazy to watch. While it's probably not an ideal thing to happen, Elon Musk didn't seem too worried about the loss. He replied to a tweet about the incident with just 3 emojis, one for magnet, one for storm, and one for dead. And looking on the bright side, this is a real-world demonstration that the Starlink failsafe strategy works. The disabled satellites simply fall down and burn up. No harm done. These kind of geomagnetic storms are not isolated incidents and will actually become more common over the next few years. These are triggered by outbursts from the sun, which goes through cycles of high activity and low activity. We are currently ramping up to the peak activity of the 11-year cycle, which is forecast to arrive around the year 2025. This is also known as a solar maximum. So we're likely to see more powerful outbursts hit the Earth in the coming years that will have destructive effects on even higher numbers of small satellites in orbit. Elon Musk recently said that the ramp-up of Tesla's Model X refresh was a disaster that the automaker still hasn't fully recovered from. Even though the Model X was Tesla's third vehicle release behind the Roadster and Model S, it is still proving to give the company manufacturing difficulties. As Elon has always said, the Model X is an extremely difficult car to build. Since refreshing the Model S and Model X in early 2021, only the sedan has contributed anything worth mentioning to the company's quarterly delivery figures. The Model S began deliveries in July 2021. The Model X apparently has given Tesla more trouble. Elon said on Twitter last week that Tesla, quote, dropped the ball badly regarding the new Model X production ramp and still haven't fully recovered. It was idiotic to stop production of old X in December 2020 when there was still plenty of demand, end quote. Both the Model S and Model X production lines and the Fremont factory were halted, tipping off Tesla faithful that something was going on. Tesla then released details regarding both vehicles during the Q4 2020 earnings call, revealing the 2 updated vehicle designs. Tesla owners who ordered the Model X after the announced redesign have experienced strange projections for delivery dates. While initial delivery dates were slotted for February 2021, by Q2, many of those projections had been pushed back to Q4 2021. This was only the beginning of the delays, however, as some Model X delivery timelines have been pushed back as far as March 2023. Tesla's heat pump has been causing owners of the Model 3 and Model Y some grief this winter. As temperatures plummeted in certain parts of North America, some heat pumps failed to live up to their name. There was no heat pumping. Now, Tesla did very quickly take the issue to task and released a software update that relieved the main issue with the system, though some owners are still finding themselves left out in the cold. We are now learning from an NHTSA recall just what that software fix entailed. The reason that NHTSA got involved in this situation, as they seem to be doing very often lately when it comes to everything Tesla related, is because they felt the lack of windshield heating was a danger to all involved. Their statement reads, "Windshield defrost performance that does not fully comply with regulation may cause reduced windshield visibility in certain conditions, which may increase the risk of a collision," which is fair. As a Canadian driver, that is not a feature I'd want to be without. For the record, my Model 3 is an older version made long before the heat pump even existed, and my heater works just fine, so can't speak to any personal experience. NHTSA explains the problem in detail in the new recall notice. In vehicles built with heat pump, the electronic expansion valve may experience controller communication interruptions, after which the EXV driver may attempt to realign the EXV rotor by rotating it in a small increment toward the open direction. When heat pump equipped vehicles experience such interruptions and subsequent realignments over extended periods where the vehicle is awake may result in an unintended valve opening event. This in turn may trap refrigerant inside the evaporator and may deplete the refrigerant from the active components in the system. The depletion may result in failsafe compressor stoppage and cause loss of cabin heating, particularly in temperatures -10 degrees Celsius or colder. While the windshield defrost system continues to operate with the condition present, defrost performance may not fully comply with regulation. So it seems like a miscommunication with the parts operating system. Luckily, just an easy fix with over-the-air firmware updates and no need for a service call. If anything, this just increases our want for Tesla to open an official Canadian headquarters, not only to help us feel cool up here, but also so that they can invest in some rigorous, long-term cold weather testing and optimization for the vehicles and components. Before we go, I'd like to extend a huge thank you to our newest patrons. You can see them on the screen now. You are all fantastic people, and we appreciate your support. If you'd like to join us on Patreon, check out the link in the description. There are some cool perks in it for you, but more than anything, you'll receive the eternal gratitude of everyone here on the Tesla Space team, and know that you are helping us out on our quest to make the best and most informative videos possible. For more Tesla news delivered straight to your inbox, make sure to subscribe to our Tesla Space newsletter. We keep you up to date on all things Elon Musk, Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, and Boring Company in one quick and fun to read package. Link in the description to sign up. It's theteslaspace.com. And make sure to drag our emails over into your primary inbox so we don't get lost in the promotions tab. Also, don't forget to check out our new Space Race channel and subscribe over there for even more space exploration content. As always, if you want to continue to learn about everything regarding Tesla, SpaceX, and Elon Musk, we've got 2 more video options for you on the screen to check out. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up today if you liked it, and subscribe to our channel for weekly content just like this.